Hello, and welcome to this year's virtual Mardi Gras fundraiser for Gesu. While we wish we could all be together in person for this fundraiser, we have to put our health and safety first. But listen, that doesn't mean we can't have some fun. Just as a reminder, your generosity has helped to raise significant renovations and improvements within the school over the course of the last several years. And this really allows our students and teachers to experience a cutting-edge learning environment. This year's efforts will focus on new whiteboards, tack boards, and Clever Touch interactive technology to improve the teaching and learning environments at Gesu. We thank you for your support and generosity. Next up, we asked some very important Gesu community members to share some of their thoughts on what your donations mean to them. We also asked them to answer a few questions about Mardi Gras and Gesu that we think you're really going to enjoy. So relax from the comfort of your own home and join us as we watch this video and live presentation.
Good evening and welcome to all of you to Gesu's Mardi Gras for 2021. I'm so grateful for all of you who are here this evening and grateful for all you're doing for Gesu School. A couple of major thank yous especially. I'd like to thank the Clutterbucks, the Hearns, the Erders, and the Conway Foundation for their sponsorship, their purple sponsorship that will help make this night such a great success. I'd also really like to thank the committee. The committee has been nothing short of wonderful. This has been a hard year. We had hoped to be here in person, but it didn't happen. So to put on an event like this is very hard, and to raise money, very challenging. Our Mardi Gras committee has been nothing short of spectacular in putting the Mardi Gras together and to raising money that we need for tonight's event. We are deeply grateful. I am deeply grateful. You know, several years ago, we came up with the idea of a Mardi Gras party because we needed to find a way to make sure, or to raise the money to make sure that our classrooms would be state-of-the-art, that they'd be modernized with the times and would be the best places for learning for our students. And the way to do that has been to have this Mardi Gras each year to help our classrooms, to help your students, your children, to have the best learning environment possible and to give them the right kind of technology. So here we are, and I'm so grateful for all of you here tonight and for your generosity and your donation to make this night successful and to help Gesu School. I'd like to take a moment here to thank Lucy Yemelo, who's coming to the end of her time at Gesu. We are deeply grateful to Miss Yemelo for all that she's done. She's been a terrific leader and has brought Gesu into the present and facing the future. And we're so grateful. Maybe when I stop talking, we could give her an applause or something to thank her for what she's done. We're grateful. Also want to extend a welcome to Father Lanauskas, who will be here, I think, on June 1st, and Miss Reagan Kazel, Mrs. Reagan Kazel, who is our new principal, who you all know so well and love. Gesu's in great shape with Father Lanauskas and Mrs. Kazel. Our best years are ahead. You're part of the best years by raising money for our school. But it's really a wonderful time for Gesu to be moving into the future. Personally, I'd like to say thank you to all of you for all of your support over the years I've been here. I'm really going to miss Gesu a lot. I have found a home here. I love being here, and I love the school, and I love the parish. And this is hard to be a hard transition for me, but I leave with deep gratitude. So thank you for all of that. So have a wonderful evening, and thank you for your generosity. God bless.
And what is Mardi Gras?
A New Orleans thing.
Like, what do you think they do?
Drink wine.
Mardi Gras on Fat Tuesday, which is the Tuesday before Lent starts.
You raise money for Gesu.
Mardi Gras is the Tuesday before Ash Wednesday that represents the ending of the pre-Lent season.
I think the Mardi Gras is something to help Gesu to raise money, and I know that this year they are raising money to get new clever boards.
It's a day where people and friends celebrate Mardi Gras for parents for a party.
This Mardi Gras sponsorship event is very important to me. I recognize the improvements in the rooms around the building. Earlier this year when we had to teach our electives all throughout the building, I got exposed to all the classrooms in the building, and you can definitely tell the rooms that have had work done previously and rooms that haven't. And I look forward to having all the rooms in the building done. I think it'll be an amazing improvement once we get everywhere up to date and nice and sparkling new.
What is Mardi Gras?
Coloring.
Coloring?
What does the Mardi Gras sponsoring event mean to me? It's just symbolic of how supportive the community is of the school, and how often people put time and effort and money into helping out the school and promoting it and helping it to be the special place that it is.
The Mardi Gras sponsorship event makes me so appreciative of all the parish families and their dedication to providing the best learning environment for the teachers here at Gesu and all of the students.
The Mardi Gras sponsorship shows me that our parents, teachers, and staff care about our education because they raise money for our school.
Not only do we as teachers get the opportunity to get to better know our families in a casual setting, but we're also provided the opportunity to thank all of the wonderful sponsors that we have at Gesu who are donating so much to benefit our students and our classrooms. And something that I'm looking forward to from this year's Mardi Gras event is our new Clever Touches that will provide so many new opportunities for our students, especially in the tech-savvy world that they're living in. They are already showing so many strengths with technology, so I'm really excited to see what they'll do next year with our new Clever Touches.
The Mardi Gras sponsorship event is so wonderful, and it means a lot to me because our Gesu families are so generous, and it's going to provide my first graders with a Clever Touch board, and they'll be able to have an interactive touch screen instead of our very, very old smart board that the children say isn't very smart anymore.
This Mardi Gras sponsorship event means a great deal as it helps to provide needed updates to our classrooms to keep our school current with what's needed for best teaching practices, and so that we're able to teach using 21st century technology and to develop those 21st century skills.
The Mardi Gras sponsorship means so much to my students and me. It allowed for us to reach our friends who were learning remotely throughout the whole year. The whiteboards added a fresh and crisp terms, making our day-to-day teaching and learning even more fun. My favorite part of the school day is very first thing in the morning when the students are rounding the corners coming to the classroom. They always come with a big smile and excited to start their day, and it is so refreshing, and it just lets us know that as educators, this is what we're here to do. We're here to change the minds of the young students, and we're here to inspire them to do great things each morning.
We get to do more arts and crafts.
My favorite part of the school day would just be really throughout the day. Whenever I'm working with the kids, I just enjoy working with them. I'm so happy that I get to see kids of all grade levels now, from working with just junior high previously to working with everybody. It's so much fun to see how they grow and change over time, and they're just so much fun to work with.
My favorite part of the day at Gesu is lunch because it's just a time we get to talk to our friends and just relax for a little bit.
I don't know if there's a specific part, but I guess I would just say whenever I'm teaching a lesson and it seems like the kids have gotten it and I really feel like they're learning, and they've gotten out of the subject matter, they've gotten out of the lesson that I was hoping that they would get out of the lesson. That's my favorite part.
Recess, because I get to play with my friends.
Nice. My favorite part of the school day is going into all my different classes and learning all the new things that I have to do and what they have to teach me.
My favorite part of the day is sort of leading class discussions, seeing the kids getting engaged in the learning, wanting to share their opinions about things, their thoughts on things, and really making those connections between what we're doing in the classroom and real life situations.
My favorite part is lunch because I'm always hungry, and reading.
School day is eating lunch with my friends.
My favorite part of the day is when the students first arrive. I find that it's so important to make that connection from the first moment they're at your door and even find a smile to start their day. With smiles and connections together, it makes for such a great day.
Probably
Going on a bus. Doing some poems.
My favorite part of the school day is first thing in the morning because my students come in happy, they're excited to see each other, and they're ready to learn. And it's just a happy time of day.
It is math.
Our specials.
My favorite part of the day is definitely the morning. There's lots of excitement as everyone starts to arrive, excited to see each other, and we're just excited for what the new day is going to bring.
My favorite part of the school day is going to English and reading class because that's my favorite subject.
Do I pack or do I buy my lunch? I have been packing my lunch for about the last 40 years. Well, my mother was packing it in the beginning, but last maybe like 30 years I've been packing my lunch almost exclusively.
I usually pack lunch.
I pack my lunch. I usually just make leftovers from my dinner and bring that for lunch the next day. But I have been eyeing the menu every morning, and I do see some things that are catching my eye, and my students tell me that the mac and cheese and the pizza I need to try.
For lunch, I do typically pack my lunch, except for the occasional hectic mornings where I forget. But overall, I do pack my lunch most days.
Every day I usually pack my lunch, but truth is that's because I'm a bit of a picky eater.
I pack a lunch when I come to school normally. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good.
I pack my lunch because my teaching partners and I work in our classrooms and meet together during lunch, so it's just easier for us to bring it from home, and that's what we do.
You get to buy your lunch for a day. What would you choose?
Soft pretzel. Hot pretzel. A big bowl of mushroom soup and any cookie you want.
It would be Taco Bell.
But giant cookie.
Giant cookie.
Pizza, because I really like the pizza there.
Pizza, definitely. Yeah, I agree.
I'd choose their pizza.
Probably a walking taco.
Candy!
My favorite memory of Lucy goes back to our first year of working together, and she was coming to do my formal teaching observation, and it was the first time she would ever see me teach. And about 10 minutes before she was to arrive, the kids were pretty sleepy, and I thought we needed a kind of a little bit of an energizer. So I put on one of their favorite dance songs, and we were dancing and listening to music and dancing around the room. And Lucy arrived a few minutes early and walked in the class. So of course in my head I'm panicking, thinking that this is her first impression of my teaching ability and my behavior management. But we just kept dancing and finished the song, and I looked at her and I just kind of shrugged my shoulders like this, and she laughed, and she had been dancing with us in the back of the room. And she put her iPad down and said to me, "Some days you just have to dance."
And Lauren, what is your favorite memory of Miss Yamalo?
My favorite memory is probably when I was little and I'd go into her office, she'd always give me a Hershey kiss.
So I remember one time after French class, I brought in macaroons and I had some left over, so I decided to take them to Miss Yamalo, and she took the macaroons and she told me that one day she saw me going to Paris, and that really meant a lot to me because that is one of my dreams, and it just shows that she really cares about you and all the students at Gesu.
A couple of things that she's done is add in like new parts of the building, such as the Stream Center, the Learning Commons, and she's also added in a bunch of technology which has greatly improved our school throughout the years.
My favorite memory of Lucy was when I first met her. She immediately made a connection to some of the cousins of mine who she taught previously at another school. And from that moment, it was clear to me that she really valued making strong connections with her students and staff.
Well, whenever I get to kicked from the principal's office, she always lets us have Hershey Kisses.
My favorite memory of Lucy is probably her strong dedication to providing the best learning environment for the students here. She works real hard to get us the best materials and to really advocate for our students.
How she always gives us a Hershey Kiss when we're turning in a gold card, and also because she's always friendly.
Probably like if you ever went into her classroom, she always had that like big thing of Hershey Kisses, and like she would just hand them out like to everybody.
My favorite memory is when I first told her about my husband, because she was a principal at his school when he was growing up. And just the connection that we were able to make over that common relationship was really fun to see, and then we realized that we knew a lot of the same people, and it happened to be that she was a principal to a lot of my current friends, so that was pretty cool to bond over.
My favorite memory of Miss Yamlo is when I was going to take down the flag from out front of the school, and she told me how proud she was of me.
Well, I think that she was very determined and she always wanted the best for her students.
A couple years ago, I actually was ill. I was in the hospital, and she was so kind when she called me up afterwards just to check on how I was doing, just to make sure everything was okay, to help me sort of transition back into the school building toward the end of the year. It was just such a fantastic feeling knowing that my principal just cared so much about me and made sure that I was okay through that ordeal, through that event.
I love her and I love her office.
Can't really be tied to just one event. I have to say they have to do with many interactions with her. She shares her laughter and her humor on all occasions. She's just a very personal and approachable person. She's so supportive and understanding, and she's always been a cheerleader for our staff and our school. She always takes a vested interest in others and offers endless support. She's brought so many great initiatives to Gesu that I'm sure will remain a tradition. One of those being our kindergarten celebration day, and that was just so much fun to plan with her and our kindergarten team. So it's definitely a favorite memory.
When she says hi to me, because it makes me very special.
My favorite memory of Lucy. My favorite memory of Lucy was probably one of my earliest memories of Lucy, and it was when she called me on the phone, and it was right after my interview, and I wasn't quite sure if she was calling me on the phone to let me know that thank you for coming to the interview, but we're going in another direction, or if she was calling to offer me the job. And I remember where I was, I remember how nervous I was, and I remember how grateful I was afterwards that I got the job.
When you would take gold cards to her and she would give you a Hershey Kisses.
She's nice.
My favorite memory of Father Kaiser comes from his first summer at Gesu. School hadn't started yet, but many of us were working in our classrooms, and it was going to be the day of a total solar eclipse. And we had already heard from him how much that he enjoyed science. So some of the teachers, we went outside and we had the special goggles that you use for an eclipse, and a couple people had paper that it was going to get reflected against. And we came outside to gather, and there was a really good spot right outside the rectory by the tree where you could see it straight above. And some kids were on their bikes in the parking lot, and they threw their bikes down when they realized, and they ran over, and all of a sudden Father Kaiser comes running down the rectory steps, and he's got his special goggles in his hand. And he was as excited about the solar eclipse as the children were. So that's a happy memory that I have of him.
When we did the homily that one year, and I think it was the end of school year mass.
What's your favorite memory of Father Kaiser?
I love him a lot, and I see him at school a lot, and at church a lot.
Father Kaiser, I love to see him like out on the playground or welcoming the families in the morning in the drop-off line. And occasionally I've seen him down in the cafeteria, talking to the students while they're eating, and really just, trying to make connections with the students here at Gesu.
I loved his encouraging homilies at Mass, and I loved his presence in doing the Masses.
I guess I always appreciate how hard Father Kaiser tries to connect with the kids at Mass. The effort he puts into his homilies, the way he relates to them, the way that he tries to bring the teaching alive to them and meaningful in their life. I think that's probably my favorite memory of him.
The favorite thing about Father Kaiser?
He is very joyful. He is peaceful and sweet.
Probably how how he started conversations in Mass, and how he was kind of letting everyone contribute in Mass, and it made Mass more fun, because you kind of got to talk out about what was happening at Mass.
My favorite memory of Father Kaiser, I have a few. So I'm going to say two. The first one is how he always engages all of the students at every level at Mass. He asks questions in his homily to help relate the knowledge from the gospel to our younger students with the questions that he asks, but the questions aren't too lower level that it can't reach the older students. So I like that he's able to encompass everybody in his homilies. And my second favorite memory is one time Father Kaiser was walking around at drop-off and he had an elf on the shelf in his pocket. And all the students came into the classroom in such a tizzy, and I couldn't figure out what was happening. I heard them whispering to each other and having conversations. And finally, when it got to the bottom of it, it was that Father Kaiser had an elf on the shelf in his pocket. And the first rule about elf on the shelf is you can't touch the elf, otherwise it loses its magic. So then Father Kaiser came to us at the primary level and he was joking with us saying, well, I was just trying to make a connection with the students. But then he was able to work his way around it, and the kids thought it was awesome that he had a personal elf that traveled with him in his pocket.
My favorite memory would be actually the first time, or one of the first times I met him. When I was new here at Gesu, the summer before I actually started, we got together and went on a bus trip downtown for a diocesan convocation with the new bishop and some other things. And Father got on the bus with us, and he came back and sat in the back where we were sitting. And it was so much fun to just talk to him and get to know him as sort of a real person instead of just a priest who you kind of see up in the distance for homilies and things. He was just so down to earth and laid back and talked to us just sort of one-on-one and as a group. And it was just such a nice, relaxed encounter that I always sort of will remember that and think about how nice it has been to work with Father Kaiser. He's been tremendous to have here at Gesu, and I very much enjoyed my time with him.
When he would ask us questions, like he would last year he would say, does anyone know that, he would say something and we would raise our hand and he would call on people.
My favorite memory of Father Kaiser is when he would come to the Hike for Hunger openings. I remember one year when he dressed up as a Jedi.
Father Kaiser has been a gem for Gesu for sure. It's just been so exciting to see him at Gesu basketball games and other sporting events and parishioner outings and things like that. He just is always seemed to be excited to be around parishioners. You knew that you could always approach him and have a conversation about anything. He was always excited to engage with others and would make time for everyone.
I don't really know.
Well, we had Christmas dinner with him one time, and it was really fun because it was nice having him at our house, and we got to show him our house.
My favorite memories of Father Kaiser were his weekly homilies at the school masses. He made it a point to connect with the students, ask them questions, make them laugh and smile, all bringing them back to the most important part of Mass, which was his gospel reading.
Him always greeting you and saying hi when he sees you.
I like that he came to a bunch of parties, like one of them my first communion.
We're looking to get classrooms with new smartboards to help with your learning. What do you think this costs?
Maybe around that $5,000.
$1,000.
$13,000. No?
Take a guess.
$9.
$7,000.
$7,999.
I want to say lots and lots of money.
Like how much?
Maybe $1,000.
$200, $300, or $400, or $1,000 something.
What do I love about Gesu? I really love the people that I work with. I think they're some of the best professionals I've ever worked with in my entire educational career. I love working with the kids. Every day they give me a reason to be excited about coming in. I love the community. I think it's incredibly, it's been a great 7 years.
I love Gesu because the community is always so welcoming and there's always new people to meet and they're always so just kind and caring and looking out for one another.
Gesu is truly a second home and a community like none other. That is certainly one of the school and parish are supportive of all students and families, whether they're in times of need or distress, and they help to celebrate life's biggest joys.
Because the teachers are really nice and all my friends are there.
Because we get to do a lot of fun things, like we get to do the magazine drive and all that stuff.
Gesu has been a huge part of my life. As an alum, as well as a sister, daughter, and cousin of many other alums, Gesu has been in my life forever. I love our community. I love how we value teaching and learning, but also lifelong connections and lifelong friendships.
Because my favorite place to go to school.
I love Gesu because the teachers are so nice and your friends are really nice.
The one thing I love about Gesu is that everyone is looking out for each other, and it's such a good community, and everyone just has each other's backs.
I love Gesu for many reasons. My grandparents went to Gesu, my dad went to Gesu, aunts and uncles went to Gesu, and my siblings and I were fortunate enough to get to go to Gesu. At Gesu, I created some of the strongest friendships that I still hold to this day, and I learned a lot of great values and morals that are instilled in my life from the Gesu motto. As an educator at Gesu, I try to instill those same morals and values that I grew up with, and I just think that the connections and the community that Gesu has is something that is unlike other parishes and you don't find everywhere. So I'm very thankful to not only have grown up in the Gesu community, but continue to be a part of the community as an adult.
I really like all the nice people at Gesu because it's really fun to be there. Yeah. With so many friendly faces. Yeah. Because you can see recess.
And finally, I love Gesu. I love being here just because everyone has been so friendly. This is finishing my 4th year here at Gesu, and it's been fantastic. I love my job. I love working with the technology. I love working with all my coworkers and administration. I love working with the students here, and it has been fantastic. Everything I could want, I get as far as technology and as far as what I want to do. So it has really been a fantastic experience, and I look forward to many more years to come in the future.
I like that Gesu has great, loving, caring teachers that care for us and teach us not only educational things, but also how to succeed and be successful in life.
I love Gesu. I love Gesu because of the people, because of the sense of community. It's my home and my work. My children all went to school here. My closest friends today are the friends I made when my children were in kindergarten at Gesu. And since I've been teaching here for quite a while, I now have the blessing of teaching my friends' grandchildren. So it feels like I've come full circle, and that's why I love Gesu.
And I love Gesu because it is a great community full of great people.
I'd have to say it's sense of community. I've been at Gesu for, gosh, a lifetime, probably close to 50 years. I was a student here, I've been a parent here, and obviously a teacher here. And there's always a very, very strong sense of community here at Gesu, particularly the support that we have for the families in need through prayer, through meal trains, through whatever a parishioner might need. Gesu is there for them.
I love Gesu because Gesu's been my home for probably 12 years, 11 years, and I enjoy coming here and seeing all the bright faces every morning.
My favorite part about Gesu is just kind of like how everyone gets to know each other so quickly. Like I have been here for like pretty much 10 years, and I could probably name mostly everyone just because Gesu kind of gives us an environment where we can get so close so easily. And I just feel like it was so easy for a lot of people to make friends just because everyone's so friendly and all the stuff, all the activities that we do can just get us so much closer.
Why do you love Gesu?
Because people welcome you whenever you're new to the school. Very peaceful and kind.
Hello, Gesu families. This is Reagan Kazel. I'm very much looking forward to being principal next year and continuing the modernization of Gesu School. Thank you to all of our generous sponsors and donors. It is much appreciated.
Hi everyone. 7 years ago I became the principal of Gesu School. And our Gesu School then is much different than the Gesu School we see now. We have been blessed to see improvements in instructional programs and the redevelopment of some of our facilities. Importantly, the initiation of our STREAM program and our STEM designation, the redevelopment of our STREAM Center, changing our library into our learning commons. The classroom improvements alone and changing technology and improving technology, all because of you. All because as parish community and as families, you are committed to the education of your children. We are extremely grateful that you support us day in and day out with the financial ability to make the improvements in our classrooms and in our instructional programs. None of this happened without your love, care, and commitment to the children of Gesu. Because of you and your generosity and your dedication to the most important ministry of Gesu, your school, we've been able to see our school flourish and thrive. So at the end of my 7 years and soon retiring, I thank you for your generosity, for your donations, and your commitment to the children of Gesu.
Good evening, Gesu. I'm sure if you're watching the video, you're feeling like me. Your hearts are growing as you've heard our wonderful teachers and our kids tell all the stories about why they love Gesu. This is such a wonderful evening for all of us. I'm thrilled. This Mardi Gras has been amazingly successful. We have had over 100 sponsors. I mean, that's phenomenal. 300 raffle tickets sold. Can you believe that? Here's the big news, $60,000 raised. When we started the Mardi Gras 3 years ago, we were hoping for $35,000. We have $60,000 raised. As I think about what we're going to do this summer in our classrooms, I'm just filled with joy. So many people to give thanks to, the committee, our faculty, our kids. The biggest thanks, though, is seeing our children and knowing that these kids will have the best classrooms possible. That's our best Thanksgiving. But I do want to say thank you to all of you for all your hard work, for all your generosity to make Gesu so special. So here's the moment we've been waiting for. I'm going to draw the winning ticket now. So imagine the drum roll. We'll spin the wheel here. Lorelei Woody is the winner of the raffle. Here we go. All right, congratulations. Thank you so much to everybody, and have a wonderful evening. God bless.